Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. Uh, Today I am definitely feeling a little under the weather. Uh, couldn't get warm last night, and I'm burning up right now. So, my mind's a little foggy from being sick. I don't think I'd be able to do a proper dissection of a song. So instead, I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and it was recommended to me that I should check out the Human Abstract's Faust, released in 2012, and it's probably the best song the band's ever released, according to Michael Morris. And I'm just gonna say this that you are in good company. Okay, you're in good company. Um, I have Digital Veil, the third album, signed by all members. I'm right there with you. This album is fantastic. Faust is an excellent song, and so I'm gonna take this opportunity to kind of show you guys one of my favorite bands. I know a lot of people ask me what I like so that they can better tune their recommendations. And I haven't really done that yet. So let's take today and introduce you guys to the Human Abstract if you've never heard of them before. And we're going to be listening to track four. Yeah, track four called Faust. Um, and just real quick, one of the reasons that I love Human Abstract is that their guitarist for two out of their three albums, their lead guitarist is classically trained in guitar, has a master's in it, um, and also took several courses on classical composition. And for this song in particular, they were interviewing the guitarist AJ Minette, and he says that the music explores the Hirajoshi scale, functional harmony, and key relationships based on chromatic mediants. And the bass line of the chorus is a nod to Brahms' Cello Sonata Number 1 in E minor. And that's honestly all I ever need to hear about AJ Minette and Human Abstract to remind me why I love them so much. Like, the dude is very in tune with classical music, and he brings a lot of that expertise to the metal genre. And the really cool thing is that he does it in a way that it's not necessary for you to know what's going on. You can still just jam out to the metal, but if you understand music theory and the ideas that he's using, it just really amplifies the composition of the track. Um, so let's get into Faust by the Human Abstract. Even just the shred is just so good to hear. And I like how there's so many layers. The guitar is sweeping, the vocalist has his melodic line, there's another guitar line going behind that, playing more bassy stuff. I mean, this song is an excellent reference for counterpoint and theme. You'll actually hear some of these guitar riffs show up later in other instruments. And if you got stereo, there's a little back and forth there between the two guitars. So good. Get me so much variation in the singer. He has so many different styles he just jumps between, and it gives the songs a real dynamism that you don't get with a lot of metal bands. A lot of dynamics. That's the word I was going for. All right. Ready? Three guitar melodies, and none of them distract from the other. I don't know. It's so good. And something I've brought up in a couple other bands is layering screams with cleans, and this band does that a lot. It is one of the things that I think I love most in metal is when they layer screams and cleans, because you get the textures and then you get the melody with it, and it's just a real good combination. They even take something standard like galloping. Metal has lots of galloping, and he changes it to where it's galloping with a melody. He takes all these standard metal ideas and just incorporates them into classical stuff, and it's genius. All right, so that was the Human Abstract Faust off of the Digital Veil album. I hope you all enjoyed that. It is definitely one of my favorite tracks uh, of all time. Um, I have a couple of other Human Abstract tracks that I like over it, but there's still, I mean, this whole album, it's only 8 tracks long, and they're all just fantastic. The album was written for 4 guitars, and that's just not something you see too often without of the guitars just kind of doubling up parts. Um, and each guitar just gets its own time to shine, its own voice, its own melodies and lines, and it's all done through counterpoint, and it just it's so good from a musical standpoint. There's always something interesting going on. You can listen to it, 20, 30, 40 times, come back again and still hear something new. There's so much, and there's I think a lot of it is just layers. Even on your singing, a lot of the sections have two or three vocal tracks where they have the high scream, the low scream, uh, the growl, the cleans. Even the cleans are typically done with a trying to think of the set. Anyways, it gives it more width and kind of like a choir sound. Kind of gives it like fake harmony going on digitally. I mean, I guess maybe he might have recorded all of the harmonies, but I'm thinking it's more of a digital effect. Um, and the thing is, there's always typically at least two guitar lines going on at the same time. The drums are just killer. Excellent use of silence and allowing sections to breathe, allowing the song to breathe. Just dynamics all over the place. If you get a chance, I want to come back to this song, not this one, Antebellum, which is the next. Yep, it's the next song on the album. Um, but if you loved this, I implore you check out Antebellum by the Human Abstract. It is my favorite song off the track. It is done in sonata format, and uh, I mean, it is to a T done in the style of classical sonatas. Um, and it tells a story of uh, basically war and how it changes people. It's kind of a broad. I don't want to give away too much. That's the thing. It's kind of a broad telling of what the story is in that song, but it's good. It's like 8 or 9 minutes long. Yeah, it doesn't say here. Um, and it is just this fantastic epic. Starts out real quiet, gets kind of bigger, and by the end, you're just, at least I am, completely blown away. Every time I listen to it, it gives me goosebumps, and that's not something that happens often. So, yep. So, I'm glad I got to share this with you guys. Like I said at the beginning, I know a lot of people have been asking what my kind of music is, and if I had to pick a single band, or maybe even a single album to kind of say this is what I enjoy, Digital Veil, Human Abstract overall, I enjoy all three of their albums. That's kind of my pinnacle of music. There are so many tracks off of their stuff that I would put in my top 25, top 50. So, um, yeah, all around good stuff. I will be back Monday, hopefully with less sickness and disease in my body, and I'll be able to do a proper reaction then. But until then, you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will be back Monday at 11 a.m. as usual.